So thank you everyone for joining me this evening. I know it's hard. It's the evening time and it's a busy time, especially for parents and kids. It's hard. So this is the UC Davis Pre-College Summer Program information session. We will be covering general information on the programs, the dates and fees for the program, the application and enrollment process, a sample schedule of what the students will be doing during their day and their weeks here, and then program specific information. And then, like I mentioned at the very end, I'll open it up for the question and answer. If I haven't answered anything, be happy to go over anything you need. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so why UC Davis Pre-College? So our pre-college program differs a little bit in the way it's presented. We offer the unique opportunity for our students to have an immersive college experience. They get to stay on our campus in our freshman dorms. They get to use all of the facilities that our UC Davis college students would be using, whether it's the labs, exploring campus, meeting our faculty, our staff, our professors, our doctors. They have direct interaction with campus, staff, faculty, our departments, our labs, and they get to really, really explore college life. And it prepares them for college success, academic readiness, and personal growth. They meet new people, they meet people involved in their same interests, or even students from other programs. So it's a really, really good opportunity for your student. They also get to meet people from all over. We have students that come from all over the world. So it's a really great learning experience, and it helps them explore and see if the career that they're looking to go into is really what they want. So the programs that we are offering this year, I do want to mention, due to many factors, there were a couple programs that were canceled. So let's go over these. So we will be offering startup entrepreneurship, the environmental toxicology program, equine science. We have 2 sessions, equine science 1 and 2, the forensics program. We have pre-med, 2 sessions of pre-med 1 and 2, chemical engineering with coffee. And then unfortunately our AI empowered learning, ecotoxicology, and explore neuroscience, those were unfortunately canceled for this year. So these are the dates. I did mention that some of our programs have 2 different sessions. These are the dates for each session of our programs. The chemical engineering with coffee is our session of July 17th to the 18th. Environmental toxicology, July 7th to the 18th. Equine science, unfortunately, those are both pretty full. Equine science, both 1 and 2 are full at this point. Forensics is offered the first session. Our pre-med session 1 is almost full. So I do recommend, if your student is looking to enroll into pre-med, please, as soon as possible, get them enrolled. We do still have room, but we're almost full. AI was canceled, ecotoxicology was canceled. The equine science session 2 is already full. Our pre-med session 2, it's the same as pre-med 1. It's almost full, but there's a little bit more space available in our pre-med session 2, the July 21st through August 1st session, than pre-med session 1. So I would recommend getting your application in as soon as possible. The second session of pre-med has a couple more spots available. And then startup entrepreneurship is also July 21st through August 1st. So, like I mentioned earlier, since we like to give our students the entire college UC Davis experience, our students will stay on campus. They actually stay in our freshman dorms that our normal UC Davis students would be utilizing. The dorms, of course, are only for the pre-college students at that time. There's not other UC Davis students that will be staying there at the time that we have that our students will be in the dorms. that's reserved entirely for our pre-college students. Each floor is designated by gender. There will be 2 students of the same gender per room, just like a normal dorm room. They have a shared bathroom. There's 4 bedrooms that are shared per bathroom, and there's various bathrooms on the floors, but there'll be 4 bedrooms, so 8 people that would share a bathroom. Students are paired on gender, or they're also on self-identity. We follow UC Davis housing guidelines. And we don't, we like to accommodate every student. So it really is a great opportunity to see what it would be like, to stay in an actual dorm and have what we really want them to understand what college life is on their own. The dining options, which are the housing and dining, is included in the entire tuition of the pre-college program. We have a huge dining common area where all students will have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's a really state-of-the-art, wonderful, wonderful dining area. It's basically little mini restaurants all in one area. If your student has any dietary restrictions or any type of allergies, their meals can be made according to each student's preference or dietary restrictions. Definitely a very, very variety of food that they can choose from. And any food preference or dietary restriction is definitely followed for your student. The UC Davis staff, they will be staying in these dorms, but just know that our UC Davis staff, they are on shift 24/7. We do have staff in the dorms that actually are on duty for the whole time that your student is there. So there is UC Davis staff 24/7 at the dorms in their housing units. Okay, let's talk about what a typical day would look like in the student's day. So here's a sample schedule of what their day would look like. In the morning, just like again, we try to treat them as a actual college student attending college level courses. In the morning, they're up early as you can see here, between 7:50 and 8, they meet outside. And they walk or bike to the dining commons. Everything is within walking distance on campus. So they're welcome to ride a bike. They're welcome to walk. They go to breakfast from 8 to 8:30. And then from 8:30 to 9, they get to class. They will be in class from 9 a.m. until noon. At noon, they get to go back to the dining commons for lunch. They get an hour lunch. From 1 to 4, they are again in class or lab, whichever program the student is enrolled in. And then from 4 to 5:15, they go back to their dorms. They have a little bit of free time before dinner. As you can see, dinner is served from 5:15 to 6:30. And then from 6:30 to 8, we either have evening activities planned for the students, or sometimes they just get to have free time if they want to go back to their room, get some rest, relax. That's also accepted. And from 8 to 9:30, they have a little bit of free time, kind of to wind down from the day. And then at 9:30, they do have to be in their dorms, and they do have to be, they're all checked on. As I mentioned, we do have our housing staff that are on site 24/7. So we make sure that all students are in their appropriate dorms by 9:30. Weekends, we have day trips planned for them, field trips. Sometimes they're also allowed to have free time, which means we do ask for 3 or more students to go together. They're able to explore campus. They're able to explore downtown Davis. Davis is a college town. Basically, the town is built around the campus. So like I mentioned, things are within walking distance. They're able to go down during the summer. We have a Davis Farmers Market at the city park in downtown Davis. Sometimes there's music, just events that they can attend. And they're allowed to do that. They're allowed to, kind of have a little bit of independence and be able to experience that actual college environment and college life. Okay. And they're always a lot of fun activities that we have planned for them. Okay, so again, like I mentioned, the activities and events include movie nights, exploring the Arboretum, exploring our UC Davis campus. Uh, Davis is very hot during the summer, so we do have swim parties at the rec pool. The rec pool is a huge pool that's all, it's the UC Davis campus pool. They're able to swim, they're able to cool off. We've got bowling and game nights at the Student Union on campus. And as I mentioned, visiting downtown Davis, farmers market, other, summer outside activities that may be going on. So now let's go over some of the cost of the program. This kind of breaks down the fees and the refund policy for our pre-college program. So in order to apply to any of our programs, there is an initial non-refundable $100 application fee. So that fee will need to be paid as you enroll. So if your student wants to take, say, the forensics program, they would go onto our website, they would create their student account or student portal, and then apply for the program. And at that time, before they hit submit, is when you pay the $100 application fee. Once that initial application is submitted to us and that $100 is paid, then we receive the application at that time. Within 3 to 5 business days, we approve it. And then that's when once the application has been fully filled out and approved, that's when you would pay the $1,500 deposit to hold your spot in the program. So paying that $100 application fee doesn't, guarantee that you're in the program. It doesn't hold your spot. Once you are approved, the $1,500 deposit is what holds and secures your spot in your particular program. And then the balance of $5,485 is due no later than May 23rd. So the entire program is $6,985. That covers their housing, their food, their activities, basically everything. But the $1,500 deposit is what we need first to secure their spot. And then the remainder is due no later than May 23rd. In the event that maybe you apply and you pay the $1,500 deposit, but maybe circumstances change or your student isn't able to make it, there is a refund. You can get your $1,500 back, as you can see, as long as the refund request is made between May 17 and May 23rd. We will get, minus a $30 drop fee. You can get your refund back. After May 24th, there will be no refunds. So we do need, you need to let us know ahead of time. Okay, each program is on a first come, first serve basis. So that's why I recommend some of these are filling up to please submit your application as soon as possible. As you can see, this is the website. This is what you would be seeing if you're applying for one of our programs. You'd go to our website, you hit apply now. That begins your application. And then before you hit submit, you're able to pay the $100 application fee. Now, the website, you can pay it all online. It is all done online. We take any major credit card for payment. There are no transcripts, letters of recommendation. We don't need any outside documentation for your student to apply. There's no grade level, there's no grades they need to meet, no transcripts. We don't need like letters from their teachers, nothing like that. You would just simply apply. There will be a 2-question essay portion on the initial application. These are just 2 very short essay questions that kind of gives us an opportunity to show us why the student would like to, attend our program. But that is the only thing that they would need to fill out on the application that would admit them. And we just want to see, what interests them to come to our program. And then you fill out the application, you pay the $100, and then we once we receive the application, you hear back within 3 to 5 days. Okay, this just kind of goes over exactly what I just mentioned. The initial application, the approval letter comes to you within 3 to 5 days. There'll be a second application once the student fills out that initial one, and we approve your student to attend. There will be a second one supplemental application, just like waivers, these are our minors. So there are specific UC Davis documents and waivers that we do need signed by both student and parent. And once all that is done and you are in the program, that's when the deposit's received. Again, I want to reiterate, the spot is not secure until we receive that deposit. Sometimes in the past, we've had, the $100 application fee paid and parents assuming that's your spot in the program. So I do want to reiterate, the seat in your spot is not secure until we get the $1,500 deposit. If you're having any issues, you can always contact me. You can also opt to call our enrollment office and pay online, pay over the phone. If you're having difficulties with the online payment, you can reach them at 530-757-8777 to pay your deposit over the phone. We do take payments over the phone. Again, the remaining balance of the $5,485 is due no later than May 23rd. Okay, let's get started on the programs. I'm going to go over each program just briefly and cover kind of what the program entails. So our pre-med, we have 2 sessions of pre-med. They're almost full, but we do still have space. So I do recommend if your student is interested in pre-med to please apply as soon as possible. The pre-med program, any student that has a future in STEM, medical research, pharmaceutical, medical school, this is the program for you. Joanne is our lead instructor. She's the director of our health professions advising office here at UC Davis. Students get hands-on work. They research a topic of their choice. They present their findings at our closing ceremony for you parents and for faculty. They literally get hands-on opportunities to suture and cast with our medical students. They get to visit our medical facilities, both on campus and also in Sacramento. Our UC Davis health system hospitals are all located in Sacramento. They will be also touring all of our hospital and labs in Sacramento. And they get to meet our faculty and our staff, chat with undergraduate admissions representatives about their experiences, make those connections, meet our faculty, our doctors, our staff. It really gives them a sense of direction, if they want to go into medicine. Okay, moving on to our next program. As you can see, or this is for the pre-med, as you can see here, they get a lot of hands-on experience in our labs, working with our medical students. A very, very immersive hands-on program. If you're looking to be a doctor or even just be in the medical, world, even pharmaceutical, any type of medical field that you look to go into, they get really good real live hands-on medical school experience in this program. Okay, our next program is the Startup Entrepreneurship Program. This program focuses on training and education and practical experience to succeed as a business founder. Students get hands-on application of lessons to meet and network with startup founders. They work through the Lean Business Model Canvas, discover what investors are looking for in good startup ideas, create and experiment their own business models, and interview customers to identify product market fit. Now the instructor is Instructor Aaron Anderson. I'm going to play a short clip of what he has to say regarding our Startup Entrepreneurship Program. And let me cue this. All right, so from Instructor Aaron Anderson.
Hey everybody, my name is Aaron Anderson. I'm the director of the Student Startup Center. I want to tell you what we're all about. See if you can't join us at some point. So here at the Startup Center, we're all about helping students make the world better, create something new, maybe even launch your own job at some point. But we want to help you solve some of the world's greatest problems. The challenge as a student is that's a really hard thing to do. Where to start? Well, whether you are someone who just loves the idea of startups and doesn't have an idea at all, we got an event for you in our startup school. To everyone on the other end of the spectrum, where you've already built a company, you're maybe even making some money. Well, our Plasma Accelerator program is the right thing. We have events that we host every day here at the Startup Center. We have classes that we teach every single quarter. We have a space for you to work on your startup. We have a maker lab where you can prototype the solutions that will solve these big problems. So if launching a startup is even just an inkling in your imagination, or if you know that this is going to be your career, come join us. Come see what we're all about. We want to help you build the solutions to the world's biggest problems. So we'll see you here. Take care.
Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, next is the environmental toxicology program. And this is, if you're interested in the field of scientific study, this is a wonderful opportunity to get firsthand experience working on college level experiments and in our college labs. The object of this course will be to explore the effects of toxic chemical exposure on honeybees. Students get to become familiar with scientific terminology. They get to experience working in our university research labs and working with our top UCD environmental toxicology professors. As you can see, this is instructor Dr. Sasha Niklish. He is the professor of environmental and human toxicology research department here at UC Davis. And this program probably has the most wet and dry lab work. So if that's what your student is looking for, this is definitely the program that they'd want to enroll in. Again, they'll be looking at the chemical exposure of honeybees and are able to use all of our lab and research facilities. They get to tour our research labs and also go out in the field and do experiments. And it's a really, really an awesome program. Okay. We've also had the equine science session 1 and session 2. Unfortunately, this one is pretty full. There is a wait list. If you would like to still apply, we are accepting applications for the wait list. In the event that we have any students drop out or not able to attend, we can put you on the wait list for the equine science. This is an awesome program for aspiring, vets or students that want to work with animals. Dr. McLean is one of our UC Davis veterinary doctors here at the Department of Animal Science. And she focuses on donkey, mule, and horse research. And it's an awesome, awesome program. We hope to also provide hopefully in the next year, providing a new vet program. But right now, we have the equine science. Please put yourself on a wait list if you're interested. Like I said, you can still apply and we can place you on a wait list. Students get to work in our actual UC Davis vet and horse barn facilities, as you can see. Again, a lot of hands-on experience with our staff, our doctors, and our faculty, and our animals here at UC Davis. Our next program is the Chemical Engineering with Coffee. This is again, an awesome program for chemical engineers. The lab, this is also going to have a lot of lab work and hands-on lab equipment experiments. The object that our students will be doing in the chemical engineering coffee program will be the reverse engineer a drip coffee brewer. They're going to test and analyze chemical reactions and examine pressure-driven flow and effective filtration. The end project for this program, it culminates in a design competition, and the kids always love of course, they always love these design competitions. The end product will be a design competition where all the students will attempt to make the best tasting coffee with the least amount of electrical energy. So it's a really awesome, again, a lot of lab work, a lot of chemical engineering if this is what your student is looking for. Okay. And Dr. White has been the professor of our chemical engineering here at UC Davis since 2015. So they have wonderful instructor. As you can see, it's all hands-on, a lot of lab work. And I'd like to mention that UC Davis actually has the only coffee lab center of all the universities. We actually have on campus a coffee center with all our state-of-the-art, as you can, with all of our state-of-the-art equipment that they get to use and learn and learn how to use all this wonderful lab equipment that the coffee center provides. They also get to go on field trips and coffee tastings, and it's a really fun program. Our next program is the forensics program. It runs July 17th to the 18th. This prepares your student for a career as a forensic scientist. They get introduction to current forensic DNA, crime scene techniques. As you know, DNA is a very revolutionary tool that law enforcement can now use. There's been 20-year-old, crimes and situations that have been solved due to DNA testing. So they actually get to learn to generate an actual DNA profile. They get to learn all of the scientific evidence that they will learn how to take and to catalog. In conclusion of this program, your student takes the role of a crime scene investigator, and they actually are called to testify as an expert witness about the evidence that they've collected in a moot court hearing. So we set up a moot court, and they're able to present their findings as someone testifying in an actual crime case. It's a wonderful program. Our instructors are Ashley Hall. She is the director of forensic science graduate program here at UC Davis. Phil Hess, he's actually a 20-year employee of Sacramento County District Attorney's Office. He is the lead crime scene investigator on the response team for Sacramento County. So these are great instructors that are experts in their field. Okay, moving on. As you can see, they learn all of the requirements that are needed to become a forensic scientist. They get to go on field trips, document actual, mock scenes, and it's an awesome program. Okay, so we had unfortunately canceled our AI program. Sorry about that one. Okay, so the conclusion of the training. Students will get a certificate of completion from UC Davis Continuing Professional Education that they completed our pre-college program. They can also receive a letter of participation from their instructor or professor that taught the program. They get to meet all of our distinguished doctors, professors, our expert field experts, our UCD staff. They get to make those personal connections with with our doctors and our staff. They also get to experience, life on campus. As a college freshman, they get to meet people from all over the world, kids from other programs, and they basically get to really develop themselves and have a great time seeing what it's like to be an actual college freshman studying what they want to go, what the career they'd like to go into. So this is the conclusion of our presentation. I'm gonna leave my contact information up here on this screen. So you can contact me, like I said, if I didn't answer something, or you want to talk to me after, that's perfectly fine. Please reach out to me. I'm going to go ahead and open it up now. I'm going to open up the question and answer feature. You'll see it on your screen. There's going to be a question and answer feature. If you have any questions or if there's something I didn't answer, please pop it in the question and answer and I'd be happy to answer it. Okay, looks like I already have one. What is the usual size of the class or the program? That's a great question. So they vary. They vary program to program. Normally, it's anywhere from 20 to 40 students per program. But it depends. It depends. Some of them are a little bit less. The equine science, we only had a max of 30 students. That's why that one's full. But anywhere from 20 to 40 students per class. Okay, I see a couple more questions. What is the waitlist timeline? Is there a date we should be watching for? That's a good question as well. So the waitlist right now is only for equine science. So I'm assuming you're maybe on the waitlist for equine. We are giving the deadline to enroll into submit your application is May 16th. So it's coming up. That's in about 2 weeks. That is the deadline for any application to be submitted. So I do recommend you get those in as soon as possible. If you are on a wait list, probably after the 16th is when we'll know who's going to attend and who is not. So I would look for around a May 16th date if you're currently on a wait list. Okay, next question. What's the field trip for the toxicology camp? So those will be announced once you attend. Sometimes they're just out in the field. UC Davis has a very huge campus, and there's certain areas that are used for students for such as being out in the field doing experiments. So it can be anywhere. It can be in maybe somewhere in Sacramento. It could be just here at the UC Davis campus. But the field trips do vary, but you would be, you'll know once you come and you attend and we see what exactly what field trip will be for each program. Okay, next question. Okay, so what if we can't afford yes, we understand that the tuition, it's $6,985. We understand that's pretty it's a pretty steep price, but remember, it does cover all of your housing, all of your meals. Unfortunately, we don't have any funding right now, any scholarships, that type of thing. It would have to be out of pocket. So again, the $1,500 is all you need as a deposit, but then we do need the balance by May 23rd. Okay, next question. Are you a third-party company? How are you affiliated with UC Davis? Okay, no, we are not a third-party company. We are UC Davis. We are, again, your students will be at our UC Davis freshman dorms. They stay at the same facility that our actual incoming UC Davis freshmen would stay at. Of course, the building is reserved for our pre-college students at that time. But no, we are in no way a third party. This is UC Davis. I'm a UC Davis staff employee of 20 years. There is no outside parties. It is completely through UC Davis. I know some other summer programs are affiliated with certain universities, but there's like a third party involved somehow. There is no third party. We are all UC Davis staff. You're applying, through UC Davis, through our UC Davis staff, and we are in no way a third party. We are UC Davis, and we are not affiliates. We are UC Davis. This is just one of the branches of UC Davis that puts on the pre-college program. Okay, when does it start? So it depends on, again, what program that you're in. Again, we have 2 sessions for some of our programs. They start July 7th for session 1 through July 18th. And the second session programs start July 21st through August 1st. And will there be an orientation? This basically is the orientation. Of course, if you're enrolled, we of course give you all of the information that you need, the logistics, any information that you would need. You're of course notified once you're enrolled. Now, the program starts on Mondays. We do ask that, and of course, you will be notified of all this information once you're enrolled, but I will let you know that the classes start on Mondays. So we ask that you bring your student on that Sunday before class by 3 p.m. So they can check into their dorms, they can get situated, that type of thing. So they will need to be here at our campus at 3 p.m. that Sunday before their program begins. Okay, my next question just says, and job suggestion. So I'm not exactly sure what you're asking there. Job suggestion as in maybe what jobs you can get with the pre-college programs. And again, it just depends on what program you're interested in, what your student is interested in taking, or what they wish to pursue in college. Are we in the dorms with people in our same program, or will it be mixed? So each floor will have each program that the student is in, but they are mixed. For the sessions, there will be kids. Your room will be you'll be housed with somebody in your same program, but others in the building on the floors are from other programs. So kind of a mix. Are there any scholarships available? Unfortunately, no. At this time, we have no funding or scholarships that we can help with. So I'm so sorry. I wish we did. Unfortunately, we don't have any scholarship or funding available. Are all applicants accepted if there is space in the program? I want to say yes. We do ask for that 2 essay question where we kind of, feel out the student to make sure this is a good fit for them. But yes, if there's space, more than likely you will be approved to attend. Yes. We enrolled for equine and were waitlisted. We were unable to upload the questions, nor were we prompted to do anything with them. Will that be open? Yes. Will that be open if accepted? So yes, of course. If you the reason it didn't allow you to go any further is because we were full. But yes, in the event that that spot opens up, we alert you and then you can go in and fill out the applications as needed. Are students able to request their roommate if they have a friend going to? Yes. So when you fill out the second application, there is housing and dining questions on there, and that is one of the questions. If somebody has a friend that's going also to the same dates on the same pre-college, you are able to request that you room with them. So that, yes, that is possible. Okay, just curious, what kind of students do you reject after $100 fee? So we would not reject any student as long as you apply in time and there's space and you're the right age. The pre-college program is for 10th, 11th, and 12th graders. So we don't want any 8th or 9th graders. I know some in the past we've accepted the younger grades, but we found that didn't work out quite as well. So we do accept 10th, 11th, and 12th graders. Normally that's 15 years of age and up. Will we shadow veterinarians during the field trip? Yes, if 100% completely. If you are in the equine science programs, yes, you have our UC Davis vets that are training you, and you get to look at our facilities. You get to, go to the vet hospitals, and you get to tour all of that. Do you have TAs? How do you take care of the kids during the weekend? Yes, of course. We have staff that is fully attentive to all of our students. They are allowed. They have curfews. They can't just be out and about. They are allowed to, like I said, have a little bit of free time because we do want these students to also get that independence and college experience by being able to do things on their own. But there is a 9:30 p.m. curfew, and they are only allowed to leave and explore Davis if there's 3 or more of them. And of course, we always are attentive to the curfews and to where they're going and all of that. But we do also want to give them a little bit of independence. These kids are almost 18, some of them, and we can't always, I'm a mom as well, and as much as we want to be there, we can't always be them. And they kind of need to experience that and have a little bit of independence and kind of see what it's like to not have mom and dad, right behind their shoulder because college is almost here and it's coming. Can we choose as many? I'm assuming, can you choose as many programs as you'd like? Yes, as long as the program does not interfere with each other because it's session one and session two. If you're looking to attend two, as long as the dates don't coincide, then yes, you're able to enroll in more than one program. How many years has this program been in place? A long time. We've had the pre-college program for a really long time. I am new as the enrollment coach as of this year, so I can't speak to how many years in the past, but I know it's been over 10 years. Oh, for toxicology, job suggestions. Um, the environmental toxicology program will cover all that in the program if you were to enroll and attend. They cover all of the job possibilities that you could go into. But I mean, there's tons. That's hard to describe in just right here. There's a lot. Do you typically know how many kids are out of state versus California? It varies. We have people coming from other countries. We have kids that are from other states. And of course, we have a lot of California. So I would say the majority is California, but it's not limited to just California residents. We have people that are coming from international students. We have students from other states. So it's a variety. Will the students from this program have interaction with other programs like Cosmos students? No. So the Cosmos program is not through our department. I've had somebody else ask about the Cosmos. I believe that's through another UC Davis department. So they may, but it's not through they wouldn't be housed with them. It's not through our pre-college program. It's another program. When did the application window open this year? It opened back in, I believe, December. We had a couple issues with the application initially, and then we had a couple glitches, but I believe it opened right around December. Does going to the pre-college program give any edge getting into UC David College admissions by chance? That's actually a great question. I get that a lot. Um, we of course cannot, by you attending our pre-college program, of course, we can't guarantee that you're going to get into UC Davis. That of course depends on your academics and your grades and that type of thing. So while we can't, of course, guarantee that you're going to get into UC Davis, it does give yes, it does give you an edge. Say you're going into pre-med or you're going into veterinary school. You're meeting the directors, the instructors, the professors, the doctors. You're meeting the people that you're going to be working with. So while it doesn't guarantee you admission into UC Davis, yes, it does give you the resources. It gives you that little edge because you already have, the doctors, you've met the staff, you've explored the campus. So you have a little bit more of a head start than somebody who's never been to UC Davis or never, been to our campus. So while it doesn't guarantee you, of course, admission into UC Davis, it does lets you meet our staff, our faculty, our instructors, our professors. So I would say yes, it gives you that networking and that resource that a student that's never been here wouldn't have. I have a couple more questions here. Does this program have an Instagram or other app we should follow to find updates and info? At this time, we don't. We do have a pre-college Facebook page, I believe. But for any updates or information, I would suggest you contact me. I'm the enrollment coach. Any updates, any information that you need to know, please contact me. My information is still here on this last slide. Please reach out to me. Again, I'm in the office Monday through Friday. I'm reachable by phone, by email. Please reach out to me and I can give you any updates and I would probably be the best person to talk to. Okay, a couple more questions here. Um, UC Davis says, my dream university since I was in the fourth grade. Come on, get enrolled, get your application in, come join us this summer. It's going to be an experience that you will love. I can guarantee you that. Okay, a couple more questions. Okay, Heather, I'll try. Yes, talk to your parents, Heather. Like I said, get your application in. We'd love to have you this summer. Try to choose between toxicology and forensics. Those are both awesome programs. It's hard to, tell you which one to choose. It's your preference. It's whatever job career you would like to pursue. Totally up to you. Maybe check out our website and see which one appeals to you more. But they both have a lot of lab work and they're both excellent programs. Will there be staff in the dorms? Yes, our dorms are fully staffed 24/7. There is on-duty UC Davis staff there with you at all times. So yes, the dorms are fully staffed 24/7. Okay, so it looks like that was the last question. If you think of anything after we're done here, if I didn't answer something, please reach out to me. Again, my name is Grace Barajas. I'm the enrollment coach for all of the pre-college programs. Please reach out to me. Give me a ring, email me. Please reach out and I'd be happy to answer anything further. I can actually also help you with the application process because there are two applications. Sometimes people get hung up on the process or filling out the first app and the supplemental app. I'm happy to walk you through it. I can even, you can give me a call and I can actually walk you through enrolling and walk you through the application process. I'm happy to do that. That's what I'm here for. So don't feel like you're bothering me. Please reach out if you need any help with any part of this. If you have any questions or if you need help with applying, please reach out to me. Okay. I see that they have cards for Aggie food. Is that a need? So again, the tuition covers everything. It covers all of your meals, your housing, anything you need will be provided. It's all part of that tuition. So yes, I'm sure, yeah, they're going to give you all of that information once you're enrolled, for your dorms, for your food, your meals, your housing, all of that will be covered. Okay, it looks like that was the last question. Again, my name is Grace Barajas. Please reach out. I want to thank everybody for attending. I really appreciate your time. I don't want to keep you any longer. I know it's already almost 8. So I want let everybody get home to their families. Thank you for attending. Please reach out to me if you need. And I'll be happy to see you this summer. Thank you. Bye-bye.